And what you saw in this city, in this election, where you saw a shift and the city becoming, and the state becoming redder, is because we stopped talking about working class people issues. When mom and pops are afraid, I can't pay my college tuition, the rent is too damn high, healthcare is too expensive. We stopped talking to everyday New Yorkers and Americans. When I'm in the street talking to them, they're not asking me, Eric, tell me about fascism. They're talking about finance.
I really don't understand how this show is still airing today. I don't know who their viewers really are. I don't know if they're really looking at it as opposed to getting some real information from them, or they just looking at it as entertainment and as jokes, because I really can't take this channel or network serious. Right now we're about to react to Eric Adams on The View and Sonny Hostin actually hitting him below the belt. Now listen, this is a mayor in New York City that a lot of us are tired of, but one thing's for sure is, listen, I can't condone what they do on here. I really can't. As much as I don't like them, I still don't like what they're doing right now. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. Sit back and react with your boy. Check this out.
Let me ask you this,
Yes.
Mayor. Back in September, you were indicted on charges that allege you accepted luxury travel perks and illegal campaign contributions from a Turkish official who was seeking political favors. Now, a few members of your inner circle have also been indicted. More are under investigation. I understand you have pled not guilty.
You see, she comes across like she's being gentle, but she's very devious, sneaky, very manipulative, and I would just say all around evil. She's coming across like she's gonna have something good, you know, like the punchline is something positive, but really she's setting them up so that she can make them look a certain way, and so that their viewers would believe everything that she's saying is 100% solid.
You continue to run the city, but critics are suggesting that you have recently embraced Trump, perhaps because you want either the charges dropped or perhaps a pardon from President-elect Trump. What's your response to those critics?
Well, you know, I think nothing is more challenging than not being able to defend yourself in public.
You have the floor.
I know that
I'm sorry?
You have the floor.
Well, he can't really talk about the case.
There you go, former prosecutor. I'm so glad you're saying that.
You can't talk
A
about
former
the case,
prosecutor.
but you can talk about whether or not you believe that.
You see, this is why I don't like that last host right there. I keep forgetting what her name is, but to me, she's really irrelevant until she starts to speak, right? It's as if she's not there, but when she opens her mouth, you're like, oh, she was here the whole time? You see how she's like, you have the floor. She doesn't even understand how law works. You know, good thing that Sonny at least knows how it works. But let's be serious. He has an ongoing investigation right now. You know, all of this just because now he's backing Trump. Now he agrees with Trump. Now he sides with Trump. And all of a sudden, now they have an issue with his corruption. Very selective over here, if you ask me, right? Very selective.
That your recent embracing of Trump, your critics are saying, is because you hope for a pardon, or you hope to get some sort of the charges perhaps dropped.
Listen, I said it over and over again. I did nothing wrong. I spent 40 years of my life, 22 of them as a police officer, protecting the children and family of the city. I'm consistent of that. I live my life the way I expect everyday New Yorkers are supposed to live their life. I have a legal team. They're going to manage that case. My job is to do what I've done since January 1st, 2022. Make sure crime goes down in the city, record number of housing that's built in the city, turn around our economy, and make sure as you leave this place that you could enjoy the safety of the city. That's my job. I've lived up to that. And the challenges that we face in life, can you continue to do the job that you were elected to do? And the numbers are clear. I'm doing that every day.
So it seems as if as long as, hey, you go with Kamala, you have no issues, no problem, corruption, A-okay. As soon as you go ahead and say, you know what, I like what Donald Trump is doing, now you have an issue with him, right? I'm telling you, selectiveness is very dangerous.
Okay, well, thanks for coming by.
Now watch this very next clip. This is the host right here who, I don't know, they all have weird energies to me. I mean, they need to get rid of this entire network, this entire TV show, or at least come up with someone who has something real tangible to give you. You understand? Because this right here is not it.
Last week, as we all know, Donald Trump secured another 4 years in the White House. But what are the ramifications of a Trump election for blue states like New York, particularly here? So today, to give us his specific take, is New York City Mayor Eric Adams. How do you?
Thank you. Thank you. First, I want to say congratulations. I hope my son saw the proposal because I need some grandchildren. He needs to get married. You know?
I don't think that was on proposal in the audience. We had a proposal
We had a proposal this morning.
had a
It was
proposal.
lovely.
Right. So let's get right to. You heard us talking about RFK
get
Jr.
right
being
to
the
it.
head of HHS. What do you think about that appointment?
The executives will nominate and bring in those who they believe will move their vision forward. And everything from the fluoride issue, I believe we should have fluoride in the water based on what my experts are telling me. But let's be clear, we have a real problem with our food in our country. And we need to watch what we're feeding our children. And
What is the major problem, do you think?
too much hormones. You know, many people
Additives,
know, people know my, you know, I almost lost my sight with diabetes. The doctor told me I would be blind in a year. I was going to lose my fingers and toes. And it was my food. It wasn't my DNA. It was my dinner.
But JFK Jr. RFK Jr. ate some pork and now he has a brain worm. Is he the person that should be in charge of that?
Unbelievable. Why is she always taking shots at people? Is she ever happy with anything? She really finds a way to dislike every single thing. She debates anything. If it doesn't have to do with her, she's gonna debate it, she's gonna hate it. You understand what I mean? She got issues. She needs serious intervention.
Yeah, well, let's
food?
right. And let's understand this also. In all of these agencies, there are thousands of employees and experts that understand these topics, and there are rules, there are regulations.
Mayor, a lot of them want to resign. When they see some of the people that are going to be on top, I think there's going to be a mass exodus of people who have the institutional knowledge and the institutional memory in DOD,
Well, I would hope so,
at HHS. Who wants to work under a cook?
And let me respond.
So you see, one thing I notice about these women right here, they can't have husbands. If they do, they're straight beta males. They are the men in the relationship. They love to impose how they feel and think on the masses. We don't know that's going to happen. Just because you're saying you could imagine people going to want to quit, that's your imagination right there. That's not the reality. People need money. People need to work. People are not just going to quit just because someone is the president. You don't quit your job when it gets new management. You still keep working there. You see, don't let these people fool you, especially these people on TV making millions. Don't let them fool you.
Respond to that. If we love our country, then no one individual should take us away from our mission.
Yes.
If you dedicated your life to a particular place, I dedicated my life to law enforcement. So if a new commissioner came in that I disagreed with, I was not going to say, I'm going to resign.
Word.
Let's love the country. Let's love our cities. Let's get away from the rhetoric of the professionalism that we know. Those are experts in this.
And not to bring it into sexist things, because listen, I love my women, but this is the very reason why you cannot have a woman in leadership just yet. We're not ready for that yet. You see how she's thinking? We don't need someone like this in office to think like that. That is dangerous. You see how he just made sense right there? Logic. No emotions, no feelings, just straight logical. That's what we need, rationality and logical, that's all.
The professionalism that we know, those are experts in this. They're going to look at his proposal, do a real analysis, and make these decisions. It happens every day.
Yeah.
Shouldn't he have
Mayor,
a background
well-
at least? He should have some kind of background in this type of thing.
Let me just.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
don't
so
have any
Mayor,
background
when
in this.
Trump returns to office, he will actually have a lot of power with the Republican-controlled Senate and House. He's suggested at times using the National Guard to target the enemy within, and key members of his last administration called him a fascist. But you've defended him. Can you explain?
No, I defended the rhetoric that we're using across our country and what our children are listening to and what we're doing. We've reached a point in this country where we no longer want to engage in conversation. They were even calling him Hitler. That's an insult
That was
to...
only his vice president.
So you see, look, Like, you see, I don't even like how she just responded to that and how she tapped him. Like, that was very sarcastic. There's no need for that right there. You understand? For her to sit there and say, that was only his vice president. So why did you guys keep spewing it? All of you guys kept saying that that's what he is. But you saying that that was just his vice president? You see what I mean? The gaslighting? Gotta be careful with these media networks.
That was an insult. That was an insult to the millions of Jews and others who died.
Facts.
We know what Hitler did. And what I said to our country, when I'm on the streets talking to my young people who are protesting on college campuses, wearing Hamas signs and calling for the destructions of groups, I said, we have to bring down this rhetoric. We have to start engaging in conversation. You know, Obama said it right, and I agree. This is not the divided state. This is the United States. We're the greatest country on the globe, and people are watching us and name calling.
But do you think Trump should have brought down the rhetoric? Because he's...
Everybody should.
Well, let's start at the top then, because maybe it trickles down.
Everybody should. Everybody should.
Mayor, I want to thank you for your remarks after October 7th, calling out anti-Semitism, which has been on the rise in the United States. I thought it was very powerful. Now, the country is unpacking the results of the election.
Yes.
The vice president won New York, but by 12 points as opposed to Joe Biden's 23-point margin. That was a significant move to the right in New York State. What do you attribute the, and you actually stated that you think, you said the far left agenda is backfiring. What do you attribute the decline in support among Democrats in New York to, and what are Democrats getting wrong?
Well, okay, first I want to go back to your original comment. I was calling for the dismantling of hate in our country. Our Sikhs who are being attacked, LGBTQ members are being attacked, African Americans, Jews. I say let's dismantle the hate. And what you saw in this city, in this election, where you saw a shift and the city becoming, and the state becoming redder, is because we stopped talking about working class people issues. When mom and pops are afraid, I can't pay my college tuition. The rent is too damn high.
Yep.
Healthcare is too expensive. We stopped talking to everyday New Yorkers and Americans. When I'm in the streets talking to them, they're not asking me, Eric, tell me about fascism. They're talking about finance. They're not talking about Hitler. They're talking about housing. We need to talk to everyday working class people. And we stopped doing that. And those are the issues that they are afraid of. They're afraid of the future of their children.
Here we go with the but. Here we go with the but. Listen, if the Democrats actually use certain parties and groups of people against themselves, they don't even realize it. For instance, they love the gay community. I'm gonna just call it the gay community that covers everyone, right? From the L to the Q or whatever the last letter is, right? If they stop using you guys, right, there will be less hate. And I'm gonna show you how. At the end of the day, you're human, right? If you live in New York, you're New York, or whatever state you live in, that's where you're from. When they keep breaking you up into little groups, now that's where the hate comes from. This is where the divide goes to work. And this is where they just allow you guys to crash out for them. You got to pay attention to how you're being controlled and manipulated. I'm telling you. When you start to see things for how it really is, you would not even involve your emotions.
The Democratic Party was addressing most of those issues with the infrastructure bill, for example, and keeping Medicare and Social Security safe. Why would they vote for the party that will hurt them? I didn't get that.
Well, you know, part of the business of campaigning is getting your message out and being clear on your message. Even the experts in their party were saying, get back to the message. What are we doing for everyday people in the country? And that's the same thing happened in 2022. When I got elected in 2022, I stated that, listen, we need to be talking about crime in this country. They ignored it.
She didn't know how politics work.
The election. During 2023, I said, we had to deal with this migrant and asylum seeker issue. It was on the top 1 or 2 issues in the country. We ignored it.
She obviously does not know how politics work, and she doesn't even need to be on this TV show at all. All her information is based off emotion and rhetoric and semantics, no facts. Everything is fear-mongering. This is why the Democratic Party lost, all right? It's like having that one parent that loves to pump fear in you, and you're going to say, you know what? I don't believe you. You need more people. I mean, that's just my observation. with that being said, let me know if you agree with this show, if you're a fan of this show. I am truly not. I mean, I hope they continue making their money, just not this way. I hope they wake up and stop spewing lies. With that being said, if you like what you saw, consider hitting that like button. Definitely subscribe to the channel and also hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one.